This is the case of the State of Ohio versus Juan Garcia Loza, case number 25 CR 42384. Present before the court is, what is it, Garcia Loza, or is it just Loza?
Garcia Loza.
Okay. Present before the court is Juan Garcia Loza, represented by Mr. Staten. And we have Mr. View from the prosecutor's office. We also have Rodrigo Garcia Loza, case number 25 CR 42385. Present before the court is Rodrigo Garcia Loza, represented by Mr. Helbling. We're doing these cases at the same time for convenience sake. Any reason why we shouldn't do that?
No, Your Honor.
I don't think so, Your Honor.
All right. Got a couple of housekeeping matters. First of all, we have 258 days of jail time credit in each of the cases. We also have each of these cases carry with it mandatory prison terms. They are also Reagan Tokes cases, which means Mr. Garcia Loza, each of you are going to be receiving both a minimum and a maximum prison term. It's presumed that you're released at the minimum term, but the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections can, under certain circumstances, keep you up to the maximum penalty. And we have this notification, which says indefinite term Reagan Tokes. You each received a copy of this, and I'm going to attach it as Court's Exhibit 1. Mr. Juan Garcia Loza, do you want me to read this to you, or are you satisfied that you understand the indefinite sentence?
I understand.
Mr. Rodrigo Garcia Loza?
I understand.
Okay. Court finds that they have each been notified about the Reagan Tokes. Secondly, we have Court's Exhibit number 2, which is post-release control, also a notification. You're each going to be supervised for a mandatory period of post-release control of anywhere from 2 to 5 years. Do you want me to read this to you, or are you satisfied that you understand it? Juan Garcia Loza?
I understand.
Rodrigo Garcia Loza?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right. Any reason not to go forward with sentence today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. View, on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, in terms of state's recommendation for both of them, I understand they both pled guilty to the same level of offense. I think there are some facts for the court to consider in determining an appropriate prison sentence for both of the defendants. As to Rodrigo Lopez, as the court's aware, he has a prior conviction, federal conviction for trafficking cocaine, has previously been removed from the country, has illegally re-entered the country, and he was the individual who was in contact with the confidential informant and undercover officers, arranging for the sale of this substantial quantity of cocaine, 166 grams. Juan Loza, his brother, though, is the one who was delivering it, was found to be in possession of it, was transporting it for delivery, and upon his interview, Juan Loza took responsibility for all of it. He indicated that, in fact, he was the person who was selling cocaine, he was the one who was acquiring it, and that anything that Mr. Rodrigo Lopez was selling was coming through him. So I think we have sort of two defendants that aggravating factors would essentially make them equal in terms of the amounts that are and the types of conduct that were involved. Therefore, given those sentencing factors, the state's recommendation as to both defendants is a minimum mandatory term of 8 years in prison with a maximum indefinite term of 12 years.
All right. Mr. Helbling, on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia Loza?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd like to correct for the record something that counsel just stated. The plea was no contest, not guilty. They were found guilty, but I just wanted to clarify that because he said they pled guilty. Secondly, one of them had, Juan had a designation as an MDO. Rodrigo did not have that designation. So just as clarification. I've had a chance to speak with Juan over the past number of days that he's been incarcerated multiple times. He has shown a lot of change from the first time I met him to recently. He's shown a lot of remorse on this. I've discussed these issues with him. He knows he's going to be deported back. That is a serious concern to him because things were not good when he got deported last time. Yes, he came back, but he came back because of some other issues that were in Mexico, not criminal issues that he was charged, but the atmosphere and things that were happening to him that precipitated him coming back. I've also had a chance to meet someone who is affiliated with the jail. He's the pastor over there, Mr. Steve Friedman, and he's here today in support, along with Mr. Loza's family, all came out here today to support him. He realizes that what he did, I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
He realizes that these are serious charges, and he also realizes that at the time that this was happening, he was under the influence, and he had an addiction issue. I'd like to do two things right now. I want to allow my client, Mr. Loza, Rodrigo Loza, for the record, to have a chance to speak to you, to address you on how things have changed for him over these past 258 days that he's been incarcerated. You can see.
Thank you, Your Honor, for allowing me to speak. Your Honor, a lot of things changed for me. It's a reality. I see this as a blessing. We was going down a dark path of addiction, and we both had no desires to live. I was just lost and depressed and just confused with life, which is been struggling my whole life, coming back to a country that doesn't allow me here, but that's all I know. I was raised here, so it's been hard for me to just adapt to that lifestyle. But the Lord, it has a reason and a purpose, and I will seek treatment. I will seek help. I have a family that supports me and loves me, and I don't want to do anything to hurt me, myself, or others, or continue hurting the people that love me the most. And thank God that Mr. Stevie keeps continuing coming to Warren County, that you guys allow him. He's changing people. He's putting hope in people's hearts. And I found God again, and God has just helped me through everything else. And I know it's hard for me. I keep continuing the same mistakes, but I'm just trying to be a better person. I'm trying to change for the best. And I still got a lot coming up in the future with me being back to Mexico, but that's my problems, and I just got to stay humble and leave it all to the Lord. And I appreciate for letting me talk. And I get nervous when I'm being in front of you, so I don't know how to really communicate with my words, and I get stressed out, and my tongue gets twisted. So I just appreciate for letting me talk. Just know that sincerely, all this has impacted me a lot. And if I don't continue my ways, I'm just going to be dead or in prison for the rest of my life. And I need to find an escape. I need help, and I need to be better for myself, be better for my family.
So,
You're on.
Mr. Garcia Loza, I do have a question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but I'm curious. So you're arrested, charged, and convicted of this once before.
Yeah, but it was a conspiracy.
Let me finish. That you went to prison for some period of time, right? Mm-hmm. And then you were also deported.
Yes, sir.
And then you came back. How is it that you fall into the same sort of behavior after you come back? I don't understand how that happens.
Because people think that prison is rehabilitating you, and it's not. There's drugs in there, and I became an addict in there. And when I came home, I was already an addict, so I didn't know what to do, how to escape. And some people, you just got to choose different paths. And if you don't, you're going to easily fall in the same patterns as you're in there and outside. And outside, I was doing really good. I had a job. And I don't want to blame nobody. I blame myself for allowing people to get into my head and my mind. But I was really struggling, and a buddy of mine needed help. And I have a good heart, so I helped him, and I got put in this position. Which, next time, I got to be accountable for my responsibilities and take action for my own, like stay away from people. I learned that, not everybody has the best interest in you. Some people just want to see you hurt, and they take your kindness so it's been. I came home from prison an addict, and I couldn't escape it. I should have been in treatment, but I've been going through a lot, and I got diagnosed with a lot of health problems, and that's what they're trying to get me into a program for therapy and something that helped me. And it's been rough, and it's been hard, but I realized that that I'm still here for a reason, so I gotta keep challenging and keep fighting, and I can't just give up and hurt people and hurt others. I gotta do better for myself. With being here or being in my country, life is precious, and you gotta one day you gotta wake up and just realize that God is in control of everything, and you gotta change and be better.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Edmund?
Yeah, I just incidentally wanted to bring to the court's attention that originally both Rodrigo and his brother were brought here as children from Mexico, I think between the ages probably 6 and 8 or so. Rodrigo attended Lebanon High School, as a matter of fact. So he was raised in this area, so all of his family's really still here, extended family. So that's, I believe, one of the reasons he wanted to come back with his family, to be here. Could have settled anywhere in the country, but he settled back here because this is where he was raised. With that being said, Judge, I know that I had asked my client if he wanted the pastor to speak, and perhaps if Mr. Freeman can walk up to the lectern. He has a few words concerning Mr. Rodrigo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. I met Rodrigo, I guess, about 11 months ago. He came into church. I have an organization at a North Star Church in Loveland where we have 25 teachers, and we're in 3 county jails. Work in clergy with Transforming Jail Ministries, and I'm in Warren County every Thursday night, and we teach 2 classes. There's 2 different groups in APOD. And I met Rodrigo. I think the first week he was there incarcerated, he came in, and I just, after the first couple of times I met him, and he was in church, and there would be anywhere from 5 to 15 fellows in there. It just came to my attention that he was really asking a lot of questions. He told me, he said, "I've read the Bible." I said, "Did you read it like a book, or did you read it like it was the words coming straight from God to the prophets and the disciples?" And he went, "No." I said, "You must, when you read the scriptures, you have to pray for understanding and read them slowly, meditate, and pray on it." And I truly believe he's been doing that the last 10 months. And we've got a good relationship, a good, a friendship. It probably goes deeper than that, but I just feel like he's just a very changed guy. He's changed the way he thinks. He's changed the way he thinks about Jesus, and he's always loved his family, and that's the reason he always came back to this area, because you have all of his family, his dad and all of his brothers and stuff here. And I had issues in the 70s and early 80s, so I understand addiction. I work with a lot of guys, and I have a lot of women that also teach and preach in the jails and know the struggles of the women. But I've seen remarkable changes in just the way he thinks, the way he reacts, the questions he asks, and I know he goes very deep into prayer. He is in Bible studies and prayer groups in the pod. And I've just seen a lot of changes in him in 10 or 11 months. And I ask you just to have mercy on him and give him the lightest sentence possible.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, and Mr. Staten, on behalf of Juan Garcia-Loza.
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court's aware, my client has no criminal record. This is his first offense, other than, I think, traffic stops. He immediately took responsibility for everything upon encountering law enforcement. He's entered his plea here. He's, prior to being arrested, he had owned his own business for 5 years. He's a married father of 2. He coached youth soccer in the community. Like his brother, he was brought here as a young child at 8 years old, grew up here, went to Lebanon High School, has been a hardworking man, taking responsibility for his own family and providing for them. We would ask the court to consider that, and the fact that since he's been in now for 11 months, he's working in the kitchen, has no infractions, has caused no trouble, has been completely adjusted to the environment that he's been placed in. And I'd ask the court to consider those factors.
Juan Garcia-Loza, is there anything that you would like to tell me?
No, I'm just gonna say I take my responsibility, and I'm sorry to my family and to the county in the state of Ohio. Anybody that hurt from my actions.
I think that's the tough part in this, Mr. Garcia Loza, because this amount of drugs hurts a lot of people. And I mean, it's sort of like a throwaway line. Well, you know, I'm sorry to whoever I might have hurt or whatever, but talking about a lot of drugs that were moving through this county. And I mean, I get the point that Mr. Helbling makes that dreamers or whatever you want to call them, people who were brought to this country as young children, are a difficult sort of political issue to deal with, but not necessarily that difficult for me to deal as a criminal justice issue, because I really don't consider that part of it. The reality is that this was a big operation, and with regard to the findings for sentencing, certainly Juan Garcia Loza was much more of the primary and principal offender in this case. I think that Rodrigo Garcia Loza maybe just along for the ride, helping out. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's sort of the sense that I get from things. So here's where I'm at. Bottom line, I do find that you're both indigent for the purposes of fines and costs, so I'm not going to impose any financial sanction in the case. I am going to impose an 8 to 12 year prison sentence on each of you. I do agree with Mr. View that the prior for Rodriguez is significant to me, but when I weigh out the involvement in this case, I think it probably does make sense for them both to receive the same sentence in the case. I did have more like a 10 to 15 year prison case, sentence in mind. And for those of you who are in the back, and Pastor Freeman, you know, normally I don't have anybody who cares enough about the defendants in my courtroom to even show up and watch what's going on. And the fact that these two gentlemen do have a support system in the community does matter to me. I know that they're not supposed to be in that community, but that does mean something to me. So I don't think that the 10 to 15 year prison sentence that we were initially, or that I was initially considering, is appropriate. So I'm going to give you the 8 to 12 year prison sentence. That is all mandatory time. I don't have the ability to release you early. I'm going to give you credit for the 258 days that you have already done. You are going to each be supervised by the Adult Parole Authority for anywhere from 2 to 5 years. If you violate the terms of that supervision, you can be returned to prison for up to 1/2 of my original sentence. Or if you violate by committing a new felony, then you can be returned to prison for up to 1 year, or the amount of time you have left on post-release control. It's automatically, whichever of those is the longer period, it's automatically consecutive to the sentence that you would receive for the new felony. For the purpose of your immigration status, I don't really have any control over that, whether they remove you from the country, deport you. I don't have any control over that after today's sentence. I don't consider your immigration status in how I sentence you. I think that you should each serve this sentence before the federal government does anything with you, but that's beyond my control. I'm remanding you to the custody of the county sheriff for transport to the prison. Each of you do have the right to appeal this to the 12th District Court of Appeals in Middletown, and if you don't have the funds to hire a lawyer, to obtain a transcript or to pay the cost, they will all be provided to you without charge. Good luck to each of you. We're in recess. I do need Mr. Staten. I do need an affidavit of indigency for Mr. Juan Garcia.
Here. Would like me to go file that?
If you just give it to me.